You are a strong person. Yes, you can do it all. You thought that they had you stuck, but you're back against the wall. You are a strong person. So baby, keep moving on. Don't let nobody stop your hustle. But both your plans to just stand tall. You will stand tall.
Hey, what's going on, collective? Thank you for joining me for another video here on Live Program. It's your girl Lavender, your virtual life coach. And on this channel, we are manifesting realities one change at a time. So I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to do a work and money read for y'all. I haven't done that in a while. It's been well over a week. So I said, you know what? I need to go ahead and give my tribe a good little work and money read, okay? See what's going on. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss out on anything. I don't always post videos, but sometimes I do put my readings in a text. So that way, if you make sure you subscribe, you can catch everything as it comes, all right? Also, if you would like to schedule your own virtual life coaching session or a personal tarot read, there should be a QR code on your screen. Go ahead and click on that. Let's go ahead and let's get, acquainted. Let's network. Let's see what's going on with you. I'm always here to be a guide and help you seek support and more understanding and clarification. When you're ready, of course. No pressure here. I will never reach out to you directly. Comment down below as this reading goes on. I do talk back. Let me get to know y'all a little bit. You can always get to know me too. One thing I haven't done yet lately though, y'all, I haven't done a live. I ain't gonna lie. My social anxiety be getting to me. Doing these videos is so much easier. But going live sometimes, it get my heart racing. But they also say when something gets your heart racing, that, once you go ahead and you do the thing that scares you, it empowers you. So I'm going to try to practice that, see what's going on with it for myself. But again, we all do things in the time when we feel most prepared and most ready. All right. Don't know why I went on a rant about that. Maybe that was something that someone needed here. I know I sure did. But let's go ahead and let's get into your read. All right, collective. Let's see. All right. So we got settling. So maybe some of you are settling when it comes to some type of work environment or some type of work that you all are doing here. You see somebody that feels like they got a lot of different choices, but they standing still, Maybe some of you feel like you're standing still, you're being stagnant when it comes to your career and work. It says your soul is telling you you're on the wrong path. Give yourself the time and space to evolve and discover your true path. You're avoiding what needs to be done because it feels too difficult. We just talked about that. I literally just said something about that, but regarding the go live thing. All right. So again, maybe somebody needed to hear that rant that I had because I don't know where it came from. Don't know why I felt the need to share it, but I did. And it's there. All right, so let's see. What's work and money looking like for the next 7 days for my collective? Oh, okay. Well, a lot of them spit out, but I'm only going to take the one that flipped over. I'm going to put these other three back. So the one that came out was unexpected. It says, get ready for unexpected financial setbacks. The financial crisis may be beyond your control, but the outcome is still up to you. Tackle things in advance and prepare for the unexpected. Okay, so there could be some type of unexpected outcome regarding your finances. A setback. It seems like this outcome is going to be some type of setback, but it also wants you to understand that you can continue to make the choices necessary to get yourself out of that. Again, not settling, not being stagnant. All right, what else for the collective next 7 days? So just be mindful of your money. There may be some type of unexpected setback. All right, we got change. There could be some type of change regarding this financial setback for you. It says a change for the better is headed your way. Embrace it. Not seeing movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes you must embody the change you want to see. Right. So not just, talking about it, doing it. Not just talking the talk, walking the walk. What else we got? It's more of a reminder that, you play a vital role in how things go. You might can't control all of it, but you can control how you navigate the unexpected when it does come about. All right, so next we got gossip. Okay, so maybe there's some conversation regarding you at work. It says there's some buzz around what you're doing right now. Minimize drama and take personal responsibility to act with integrity. Your personal challenges might be distracting you from your work. Okay. So maybe, there's definitely some conversation going on for some of you all. This could be not just people at work talking about you, but this could be other people talking about your work and what it is that you do. But it wants you to make sure you minimize your drama. It just wants you to take personal responsibility. Make sure you're acting with integrity, acting within your ethic standards that you've set for yourself as an individual, and just making sure that you're not allowing your personal, challenges to get in the way of work. All right. Let's see what else. What else we got? Okay, next we have loss. In this picture, it looks like, someone may be going through some type of grief or bereavement from someone that has passed away. My condolences if this is you. It says a major phase in your life is ending. Embrace the new. So this could be, kind of given like the death card, where you have to end something in order for something new to come about. So this could be what's occurring here. It says let go of the past to focus your energy in what lies ahead. The grief of loss is still standing in the way of your progress. So maybe some of you are focusing on something that you used to have, something that, in a way, something used to be. Maybe people that you used to be connected to, jobs you used to have, the money you used to have. And it's like, show some gratitude in what is right now as well. So that way you're allowing yourself to release that in open space for what's coming ahead. If we hold on to what, we didn't accomplish or we didn't get and what we really wanted, what I'm saying, what we used to have and is no longer like that, we might be blinded by what's coming in front of us. All right. Don't let the past dictate your future. Let's get one more for the collective. Next 7 days. All right, we got easy does it. Okay, look like somebody chart is going up with this. Something is increasing here. So it says slow down and steady wins the race. Slow and steady, sorry, wins the race. I created my own sentence there, y'all. All right, so this is not a good time to rush. Pay attention to every detail. So maybe some of you need to slow down on things. Don't look for instant gratification. Make sure that you are allowing yourself to pace things out. It's not about the quantity or how fast you get there. It's more the quality. Did I build my structure, of my foundation solidly? Is it well structured? Because if you build upon something that's not well structured, everything you build on is going to crumble once that foundation cracks, even just a smidget. Then it also says be careful not to get involved with any get rich quick schemes. So I said instant gratification. So be mindful you're not investing your money in things that seems like it could get you overnight success in some type of way. Bottom of the deck, we got windfall. You're about to receive a financial windfall or a pay raise. So things are improving. We saw that here with change. Things are improving, but again, we had loss here. So some of y'all are still focusing on the things that you don't have yet or what you wish you have or what you did have and no longer have. So it says your finances are currently in a positive cycle. So things are looking up. Now is the perfect time to treat yourself or make that big purchase. So again, be mindful of the purchase that you're making. Is this really something that you need or is this just something that you wanted? Being mindful not to go overboard. It's okay to splurge on yourself from time to time, but at the same time, we need to make sure we're being responsible. You don't want to just, bust your butt, get all this money, this income, only to blow it at somebody else's company or business. We already doing that with our, monthly expenses. All right. Let's see what else we got here for the collective. What else? All right. What else for the collective? Work and money next 7 days. Work and money next 7 days. All right. First off, we got power position. All right. So it says you are being promoted or called to lead. Time to step into your sovereignty and guide others with compassion. This could be what that gossip is about. This could be something that is unexpected. You're not expecting this promotion to come about, but there's about to be a power position that is coming to you. All right, what else for the collective? Okay, we have answers. All right, it says you will resolve your current situation soon. Work-wise, you find unique ways to stand out. You find a new opening with job security. This could be that change that's coming about. Something that you felt, you were at a loss that, you really couldn't understand or wrap your head around something, why are things occurring, why is this happening to me, why now, all these why questions. But it looks like, you're going to get your answers. One thing my grandma always told me was no questions, no answers. So it seems like some of you are asking the right questions to get the answers that are necessary, or just indeed advocating for yourself. All right. All right, next we have education. So it says you may need to take a class or do research to find a better position, or you may find yourself writing a book or teaching others. Okay. So this could be, you providing education to other people. Maybe you're in a position now where you're going to be able to provide answers to individuals, educating them in something. Maybe this is something that you're already doing where you provide education to someone. This is giving like mentorship, consultation, counseling, something where you're doing one-on-one support with someone and helping them to navigate something. Let's get one more. All right, we have locked. So we got the lock. It says work you want may not be in reach now. You can take a temp position while awaiting an opening. Your new place offers job security. So for some of you, you could be needing to take on some type of temp agency while you're waiting for, the grandiose job that you desire most for yourself. Um, it looks like too maybe some of you could be locked because, like I said, you're looking for answers, but the key is here. Your answers are coming to you despite something feeling locked. You could also be getting in the way and locking your own progressions with things. So make sure you're not just sitting back thinking about that loss. You're allowing yourself to think of other alternatives in which how can I make my income stable? Um, it looks like too, maybe someone could be educating you when it comes to how to unlock something, providing you the answers with something as you transition into this new power position for yourself. All right, bottom of the deck, we got the future. All right, with that crystal ball. So it says, plan for the future while living in the present. You are always supported by spirit. Your psychic abilities can bring you prosperity. I literally wanted to say when I seen the crystal ball, maybe some of you are consulting when it comes to spiritual guidance, spiritual support, maybe seeking answers through spiritual support, trying to identify what the future holds for you when it comes to work and money. But definitely making sure that you guys plan for the future, not just for today. Granted, you can already know certain things when it comes to, the future. You can have expectations because we can learn through patterns to kind of see what could possibly come next. But making sure that you're allowing yourself to have self-preservation as things move, because even though we might follow a certain pattern or we feel like we understand the pattern of something and that we can just kind of predict what's going to come next, some things are unexpected and it could potentially put us at a downfall because we've assumed that it's going to be one way when it just happened maybe not this time to turn out that way. So making sure that you are being mindful of things. We kind of said that with the first spread. Being mindful of your finances, still allowing yourself to, you know, be to still allowing yourself to be available to things that you want for yourself, but just being mindful on how you do so. So while we're sitting here shuffling this next deck, we have pressure come out. It says be aware of how family influences and social pressures are influencing your career choices. So maybe some of you are feeling some type of pressure. You might, and this could be because of things that you got going on at home. Maybe you got, you have children or dependent, some type of dependent or superb responsibility where you feeling the pressure right now. And that could be why there are thoughts of, some type of instant gratification because it's like, all right, the time is ticking down on something. This could also be too, time could be ticking down regarding an opportunity. Maybe there's some type of decision that some of you had to make regarding some type of offer that's been given to you regarding work and money this week. Well, for the next 7 days. All right, what else for the next 7 days for the collective? Next 7 days. All right, we have conditioning. Have you accepted the illusory limits placed onto you by your upbringing and social conditioning? Okay, So this card talks about how basically things that you've learned or things that you've experienced or things you might have even been taught could have conditioned you to see things or do things in a certain type of way, but how that can also limit your opportunities because you're placing yourself in a box based on the ways in which you were conditioned. This could be that pressure that you're feeling as well from, social and family connections. Maybe someone wants you to do something a certain way, or they feel like you should have pursued some type of specific career and that's just not what you wanted to do. Maybe this is something that is outside of what you've been taught, or you could be making decisions and deciding to do something outside of what you've been taught or what would be considered traditional. All right, what else for the collective? Next 7 days. Okay, so we have freedom of location. All right. So this says a truly prosperous life is one with freedom to travel and freedom to live in the locations that you desire. So maybe some of you are able to pick up and just move to another place, or just maybe you work from home. So if you want to work and still go on vacation, you can for some of you. It looks like this could be what's occurring for you within the next 7 days, allowing yourself to just, have freedom to move. You could be working in a position or get a position where you're kind of able to move freely about throughout your community in some way. But whatever it is, this is something that seems like it's going to be truly prosperous for you. It gives you the freedom that is necessary to live how you want to and where you want to. This could be a job where you travel a lot as well. Maybe you don't sit in one spot for too long. Like if you're a pilot or a stewardess, maybe are a train conductor that does long trips, state to state. You could be a truck driver. You do long haul. Maybe you're gone weeks at a time. Maybe you're a major CEO or COO or some type of business or industry in which, your job causes you to move. So, I'll move around a lot. All right. Take this as it resonates for you. What we got next? Okay, so we got reckless. Uncontrolled spending habits and impulsive purchases are making your financial journey harder than it has to be. Well, we said that too about being mindful about your income. We saw that with the easy does it. It says be careful not to get involved with any get rich quick schemes, as well as making sure that you are allowing yourself to not rush certain things. Don't be impulsive. Don't be reckless. This is something that could potentially get in the way of the things that you are trying to do, the things that you're saying that you are wanting. So far, it looks like the two things that are trying to keep you locked within the next 7 days is the ways in which you might have been conditioned growing up, as well as impulsive and reckless decisions that are being made. So let's make sure we're checking those, okay? Let's get one more. One more for the collective. Next 7 days, work and money. We got another lock, y'all. Entitlement. Why do you believe that you deserve benefits and privilege that you haven't earned or worked for? So maybe some of you could be feeling a bit entitled. It's like, dang, I'd have been at this job for 30 years, but what about in 30 years you stopped doing your actual job the first 2 years in, and for the last 28 years you just been, kind of dragging your feet, not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. So it's like it's not about just being present, again with that stagnant energy, feeling like someone owes you something. Also, too, let's just make sure because we're, I don't know why I'm getting the scenario, but it's given like someone who got multiple degrees would feel like something should be given to them because they spent all this time at school. But do you have the hands-on, tools and skills that are necessary? It's not just about feeling like I'm entitled to something because I'm either connected to somebody, or I don't went to school all these years, or I feel like I know more for whatever personal reasons or experiences that I've been through. I know more, so I need to be ahead of this. It's the sense of entitlement is just an illusion that you give yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not owed anything. You have to work for the things that you want. Even if you've inherited success, you still have to put in action to keep that success going, or whatever that success was that you inherited, it will plummet. It will downfall because the person who now is in guardianship of it, who now owns it, only is dragging it down because they do not have the skills, the tool set that is necessary to keep it going. So I feel like this is a reminder of also understanding that no one owes you anything. You have to work for what you want. And even if something is given to you or offered to you or inherited to you, some type of success or abundance, if you don't have the skills that are necessary to keep it, it will plummet. All right. plummets. I said plumage. However you take it. All right, bottom of the deck, we got creator. Your creativity is your superpower on your path to prosperity. All right, so it looks like some of you are going to try to tap into your creativity. All right, and advocating for yourself. We got advocate. You will find so much fulfillment in working for a cause that you truly believe in. So you could be advocating for yourself. You could be advocating for a specific group of individuals, but it looks like you're going to be creative in the way that you're doing this. And you do see this as a destiny, as some type of purpose for yourself. It says you have a divine destiny to fulfill through your career path. Your work will help elevate the consciousness of this planet. So you could be someone that does spiritual work as well. This could be where your creativity comes from. Maybe you're getting downloads. Maybe you're getting some type of intuitive sight or vision for something. We did see psychic earlier. So perhaps you could be advocating for this type of work or this type of field. Maybe some of you are getting the information that is necessary to fulfill some type of destiny here. All right. And then lastly, we got research underneath that. It says before you make your next move, it's important to do some exploratory research so you know all the possible paths you can take. So again, not just being reckless, not just jumping on something because it sounds good initially, and making sure you're doing your research, making sure before you take that big jump that you're understanding the not just the benefits of it, but also what could potentially come to interfere within whatever that big jump is, so that you can proactively prepare for it. All right, so this next spread that I'm about to do for work and money, this one focuses on individuals that may be entrepreneurs, maybe business owners. Maybe you're thinking about opening some type of business or some type of odd job, being your own entity in some way. This could even be so much as just you doing contract work where, yes, you might be representing underneath someone else's umbrella or company, but at the same time, you work on your own standards. All right. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for individuals if that fits, for you who is watching. All right, let's see. What's the message for the collective regarding work and money next 7 days? Work and money next 7 days. All right, so first out, y'all, we got inspire. When you become influential in your field, you inspire people to step into their own greatness because you rose to your own first. That could also go with that counseling that I said earlier, or consultation, giving people answers, maybe advocating for individuals, guiding others on how to do things for themselves. You could be doing some type of self-help work where you're teaching people how to what's it called? DIY information, but it looks like you're inspiring other individuals, or you could be working on ways to learn how to inspire. It says influence here as well, so maybe you are an influencer. We got influence right there as well. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to get that to focus, but you could be an influencer as well, or you just are a big influence to others, whether you know it or not. Okay, we got mastermind. It says, go for it. Join a community of entrepreneurs who can give you the love, support, and feedback you need to achieve your dreams. So maybe some of you need to connect with individuals this week, other like-minded individuals who are maybe in your own field, maybe have their own fundamentals that are similar to fundamentals or attributes that you are trying to project and convey in your company, your business, your side passive income. But likeness, it looks like you can increase your mastermind about things and how to move about forwardly with this, how to proceed by connecting with like-minded individuals. So maybe this could be something that can help you all out. Maybe this is something you were thinking about doing, or you just didn't know how to connect better with other people, but with other people that are like-minded like you, maybe joining some type of community of individuals who do the same thing. What else for the collective? All right, we got rejuvenate. It says relax. Business can be exhausting. Give yourself time to nourish your body and refresh your spirit with a deep sense of well-being. So some of you could be needing to, recharge, rejuvenate, take a rest. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when it's your baby, when you created your own business, sometimes you might seem like you're being selfish if you settle on it, or if you, well, not settle, but if you take a chance to kind of calm down, take a few days off. Listen, self care is the best care. You have to take care of you to be able to do all these things that you want to do, because you are the common denominator. So making sure that you are taking care of yourself in whatever way that is necessary. Maybe you ain't been out in a while. You used to be somebody who liked to enjoy a certain thing out in the community, or some type of social event, or even if it was something you did by yourself, go and do that. Maybe you used to read books and you haven't read a book in a while. You just kind of stop and think like, dang, I ain't even been doing the stuff that I like to do in a while. Well, this is your moment. This is your moment to take some time out for you. The same urgency that you give to other people and to other things, you need to learn to give to yourself, because in order for you to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, you have to take care of you. You are the common denominator. You are the foundation. If you build more on that and you ain't taking care of the foundation yet, well, which ain't gonna happen to all that stuff that you built. All right. All right. What else for the collective? What else for the collective? Next 7 days. Oh, these want to rub together. Next 7 days. All right, we got schedule. I just say you need to pencil yourself in. But schedule, it says avoid overwhelm, save time and energy for automating your social media and marketing. Schedule it on a content calendar. So the same way, like I said, that maybe some of you are trying to find better ways to organize how you're promoting things, how you are, getting the word out there about your business, but maybe you're doing it sporadically. It looks like maybe some of you need to schedule things. If you are a content creator, schedule, okay, on certain days, I'm going to end up doing this type of thing, or I'm going to promote this thing. Maybe I'm going to talk about this topic, making sure you're getting things out there. But at the same time, again, you're leaving space for you to still do things for you. Because if you run yourself through the ground just trying to build and sustain what has been acquired, without also taking care of you, you're not going to be around to enjoy it. It's going to be inherently given to someone else, or it's going to completely dissolve because you're no longer around to maintain it. So that's something to think about. Schedule yourself the same way you schedule your business. All right, next out, all these cards have fell out, but only one flipped over, so we're only going to keep the one that flipped over. All right, so the next card that came out says manage. It says manage your time wisely. Delegate or outsource tasks that drain your energy, and do tasks that are in your realm of unique brilliance. Well, I kind of said that at first, going back into the rejuvenation thing by doing things that you used to do. Allowing yourself to return to personal interests, not just being about the business or, where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. Also understanding that, I need to take time to stop and smell the roses. Maybe some of you have not stopped to smell the roses, whether you like flowers or not. It is just a saying. But the act is where the main principle of it is. Being able to stop, look at the scenery, take a deep breath. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that perhaps needs to be addressed this week, or this is something you're going to be addressing this week to make the improvements that are necessary. Because again, on this channel, what's the motto? Manifesting realities one change at a time. That means that we are making sure that we're taking accountability, because we have to make the changes for these manifestations to come about. All right, let's get one more card for the collective. One more card for the collective. All right, we got share. It says video marketing. Get your message out, reach more people, and develop a deeper connection with your audience through video. Let them get to know the real you. Well, I can definitely resonate with this one, y'all, because I just started this video talking about how I know my social anxiety gets in the way of me going live. So, look, I'm going to take ownership of that. I'm going to try to manifest my reality one change at a time. Not saying it might happen today when it comes to that anxiety, but at some point we're gonna get around to it. Okay, I don't stay down too long. Anybody that's watching that do know me personally, they already know. Yeah, she don't stay down too long. Life may hit her a little hard, but she ain't gonna stay down too long. And I want to make sure I convey that to y'all too. Don't stay down too long. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's something that gets in the way, something that might make you scared, make you feel anxious, make you, because of the unknown or the fear of the unknown. You know, just do what you feel is best for you. You know what I'm saying? But also just face some fears as well, because you never know what's on the other side of that if you continue to just sit in the corner and allow yourself to be scared. All right. So yes, some of you will be making more, maybe doing more video marketing, getting your message out in whatever way that you can. The same way we say like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you ain't did that, let's go ahead and do that. But but yes, allowing your things to get out there, your message, your information to get out there, promoting yourself, not just your business, but also you. People sometimes want to get to know the individual as well, not just your company and what you're trying to sell me, but who are you? What do you bring to the table? You as an individual, who are you? Because you're asking me to follow you. You're asking me to become a part of whatever it is, or at least some type of understanding as to what you're saying to me and what you're pitching to me. But if you really want me as a loyal consumer, you know what I'm saying? Tell me a little bit about you. Let me get to know you, because you're expecting me to, let you know a little bit about me. This also is giving the consultation thing, the counseling thing as well. Where you gotta have that back and forth communication. Doing so within a professional realm. Don't go to somebody and tell them all your business, but at the same time, we can't expect others to be vulnerable with us if we're not allowing our fences to also come down. And you don't have to tell someone specific things about yourself either. You can also change it around and make it seem as though, hey, this, I know this person who's done that, and this is how they got through it. To help someone learn some type of information or some type of lesson, or to convey some type of message that you're trying to convey. It does not have to be where you're having rigid boundaries or porous boundaries. You can still maintain your honesty, because you do know you. You're the someone that you know. But again, it's not personalizing it to let other people have ammunition to come back at you when, for whatever reason, they don't like something you said or something you did, or you didn't give them the entitlement that they wanted for something. All right. Bottom of the deck, we got elevate. It says new mindset goes into new results. Elevate your mindset if you want to get different results. If you keep thinking and acting the same way, nothing will change in your business. And it is so, so true. If we want to make sure that we are manifesting realities that we want, y'all, we got to make the changes that are necessary. It is up to us. It is up to us, the individual. No one is coming to save you. And I know I've seen posts out there where people talk about, well, don't tell my child no one is coming to save me, because mama going to be there, daddy going to be there. At some point, you're not going to be there. And if you've always picked up the pieces, if you've always been that safety net when you're no longer around, what you think will happen to that child that's now an adult, now lost out here? Because instead you kept coming to save the day. Some lessons have to be learned through making mistakes, by making the wrong decision and making a responsible decision to do something different the next time. You cannot continue to pick up all the pieces. So no one is coming to save you, because even once those safety nets are gone, it is up to you to make sure that you are instilled with the information and the tools that are necessary to be able to build the things you want to build, to sustain the things that you acquire, as well as having that innovative ability and empowerment, self-empowerment, to know that I can do hard things too. All right. Underneath elevate, we got listen. It says, listen to your intuition. Be mindful of what your inner being says to you. Follow your gut feeling and stay connected to the divine within. So making sure you are using mindfulness. Again, counteracting that recklessness that we saw here before. Allowing yourself to be more receptive to something that might be a little different than what you may have assumed or what you may have been taught. Same thing how we had that conditioning card as well. Not allowing what I said, because that could keep you locked. That could keep you stuck. That conditioning. All right, because things are forever changing. So if we only stand locked to a specific way in which we felt or we were taught that things needed to be, we're limiting our understanding and our knowing of other things that might not reflect that same similar concept. All right. Okay, collective, that's what I got for you. I hope that you've enjoyed the reading. Tell me your thoughts down below. Comment for me. I do talk back, like I said in the beginning of the video. And like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. All right, y'all. I wish you the best moving forward. I see y'all in the next one. All right. Bye.